So, friends, regarding the shooting of General Alekseev in Moscow this morning. Everyone has read the news and everyone has seen what happened. At the moment, doctors are fighting for his life, but we are all hoping for the best. We hope that the doctors will say they didn't succeed. For those who haven't seen this news, if you're interested, I have it on the Sazonov official Telegram channel and on Facebook as Kirill Pravdarub. But essentially, I wouldn't even talk about this separately, but then the sad little horse popped up. Sergei Lavrov neighed and said, "This is a Ukrainian trace. Ukraine wants to disrupt the negotiations. And after all, this is the deputy head of the GRU who really does take an active part in the negotiations." And Lavrov says Ukraine wants to disrupt the negotiations. The Zelensky regime is ready to commit any terrorist acts just to, well, in short. The way Lavrov can put things, I just can't laugh that hard. I'd give him a sugar cube, but I'm afraid they won't let me get close. Otherwise, there would be one more general. Alright, basically, Lavrov, as usual, is laughing and lying. Lying like an old nag. This time it just happened to work out. Obviously, the general was taken out by his own people. That's 100%. Because, maybe just one person wants to kill you. And that's unpleasant. It's a problem. You just have to be careful. If two different people want to kill you, walk around and keep looking over your shoulder, constantly. Or better yet, don't leave your house. If there are 3 of them, you won't even feel safe at home. But if 10 different people want to kill you, start writing your will. You don't have much time. Nothing will save you. No bunker or basement. General Alekseev had a whole line of people who wanted him dead. Ukraine? No, it doesn't make sense for us to waste resources or expose our agents, because his own people will take him out. That was obvious. To begin with, he was involved in that stunt with Novichok in Salisbury, UK. The time to cover up the tracks could come at any moment. That's one option. Here's another. He had conflicts with Shoigu's circle and with Gerasimov's circle. Serious conflicts, and not just about his career, but also about business, theft, and other matters. This is no joke. However, intelligence often clashed with the ministry. That's normal, it happens too, and it's another reason to be afraid, but here there's also a personal element. The third option is that he was connected, as the Russian groups are connected, with the creation of a person, including the Wagner person. He was closely connected to Yevgeny Prigozhin. When Prigozhin, during his armed mutiny, shouted, "Hand over Shoigu and Gerasimov to me," Alekseev either joked, or perhaps he didn't, but simply said, "Go ahead, you can take them." That was offensive. People remembered that. Perhaps the time has come to answer for it. And now we move on to the next point. In general, Putin, frightened both then and now, especially by Maduro's fate, is wary of the same outcome. In this situation, having any past connections with Prigozhin in your background is a very bad scenario. And that's already enough for you to get taken down. It's quite a story. But he wasn't just behind Chugak, Wagner, Prigozhin, somewhere Mutkin. He was connected with the Espanola Brigade, a Russian one, also well known. You see, Russian military, by and large, are usually military criminals. These are not officers with honor and conscience. This has absolutely nothing to do with uniforms, words, common decency, or regulations. No, not at all. We know very well we are fighting them with the Ukrainian army. Ukrainian civilians know perfectly well what the Russian army is like. It's a gathering of brutes and war criminals. Russian PMCs are much worse. PMCs were created precisely to concentrate murderers, executioners, sadists, in short, those who shouldn't be allowed into the army. And Russian PMCs were created for exactly the same kind of tasks. That is, to do things that even their army, made up of all sorts of riffraff, is too squeamish to do. These PMCs, they're absolute scum. They're just the worst of the worst. But even among Russian PMCs, the Espinol group stood out as a separate story. It's just rock bottom, absolute filth. It's drug trafficking, kidnapping, torture, extortion. It's just that simple. It's like being kicked out of the Gestapo for being too cruel. No PMC will take them except for Espinol. Even for Russia, the Espinal group was so extreme that they pissed everyone off, and just recently their commanders were taken out, FSB guys in Crimea. But they didn't appoint new commanders for the brigade, didn't do any purges. They just broke them up into pieces and scattered them across different units so they wouldn't be together anymore. He was connected with them, and there's a whole story there, so many stories we don't even know about. He was involved, he knew, and he shared things with someone. It is a really terrible feeling when so many different people are wishing for your death for completely different reasons. Sooner or later, something will happen to you. And so it did. There's no point in looking for a Ukrainian connection here. Besides, only Lavrov is looking for it. The breakdown of negotiations, Russia is the one interested in that. Why? Because they're not planning to sign anything right now. Yes, the negotiations are successful, the negotiations are productive, on all points except for territory. Donetsk region, Putin is demanding it. We're not giving it up. So what does that mean? It means they're advancing from two sides. On Sloviansk now to take that agglomeration. Most likely there will be a major offensive in the spring. Again, in more detail, I've written all this out. At 8 a.m., I posted to Sazonov's official Telegram channel and on Facebook, Kirill Pravdarub. It's really broken down there as much as possible. And I'm not even going to read it all out here, I just get tired. If you're interested, go check it out and read it. And in these circumstances, they need negotiations, just to put on a show, something like that. But Trump might get angry. Trump might get angry that Russia doesn't want to negotiate. So, boom, they took out the general and blamed Ukraine. And how do you continue negotiations after that? It doesn't work. It's just impossible. A convenient position. One more reason for the general to die. Like I said, you can't make too many people angry at once. You shouldn't end up in situations where your death benefits so many people. If some unlucky businessman manages to get himself into that mess and grabs his head in despair, we might say, "Dude, tough luck." But a lieutenant general in intelligence who's made it that far, he's got no one to blame but himself. Friends, subscribe to my Telegram and Facebook. Subscribe to this channel. I'll do my best to bring you good news. Ukraine will prevail.